Hello everyone, as you all may know, or at least my audience knows, I am nearing the mid-season finale of my Tomodachi Life Living the Dream series. Once that's out, I will have made 18 episodes so far, and that's a pretty big accomplishment for me when I've been trying my best to post consistently ever since the game came out, which is in April. But I've been looking from now until when I first started the series, and I'm not gonna lie, even though I absolutely love living the dream and I've been having a blast recording episodes and writing the narrative for my series and everything, the last few months have been hell to go through. Like literal hell. Like back when everyone was still waiting for the game to come out, I was doing decently well with my older Tomodachi Life episodes as they were reaching at least 1,000 views, and I made my first video essay on Tomodachi Life in January of this year, which also did well. Because of all of that, I thought the transition to living the dream would keep the momentum going, especially with my satire video and my Danganronpa short all blowing up in March. So I made my first few videos on the game thinking that living the dream was going to be my magnum opus, or the series that would help me blow up even more. Especially since I was so excited to have a clean start on Tomodachi Life as a whole. It kind of seemed like it was gonna take off during the launch week when I was getting thousands of views, even though I was posting like every other day during that week. I don't know how it got that many views at first, but it did. But that's besides the point. During that period, I was feeling pretty good about it, yeah. But May was the point where things started to go downhill, because around that time I unlisted all of my old shorts. I did that because I thought they were bringing unwanted attention to my videos, even though a majority of them were Tomodachi Life shorts. And remember the Danganronpa short I mentioned?
What the fuck?
That one brought in the most unwanted attention, and I realized too late that it was probably the main factor that was actively ruining my channel. But yeah, I listened to shorts, and ever since then my episodes have been performing worse and worse. It started with a decline I didn't notice until my 6th Living the Dream episode, and I made a video talking about my frustrations about my series declining, how seeing other creators around my size who were also making playthroughs succeed made me feel discouraged and envious even. What am I doing wrong with my videos? Yada yada yada. Stuff that I was just like really like anxious during that time. It was kind of a messy video overall, but despite feeling down about the performance of my series at the time, I still persisted in making more videos because I really love the game. But I started making more videos on other games to bring more variety to the channel and hopefully more new viewers as well. And of course, my earlier experiments bombed with the broader audience, especially the Danganronpa video. It was like an hour 20 minutes long, so yeah, of course I was gonna fail. I was guessing that it was gonna do well since I gained like 3,000 subs from the Danganronpa short, but I guess I was too late to capitalize on that moment. I guess I was too late for that. Later on though, I went on to make a video essay that compared the pros and cons of Tomodachi Life on the 3DS to Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. And to no one's surprise, that video bombed as well. Probably because the topic was generic as hell, and I did kind of rush the video out since it only took me 4 days to finish it. So, little lesson learned, I guess. But from that point on, it did not get any better, as my episodes still had only hundreds of views, and I tried to make myself stand out as much as possible by trying out more artistic thumbnails and making a video that introduced the narrative of my entire Tomodachi Life universe, which I think was one of the best decisions I've ever made because it finally added the unique substance I needed for my channel. My main audience loved those videos, of course, but the newer people still didn't give my content a chance. They finally did though when in June I made a video about being a black and non-binary Tomodachi Life creator, where I talked about how being the only person who possesses my identity felt very isolating, and how feeling like an anomaly in the space made the pain of my videos underperforming even worse. This video was very messy because it was just me speaking from the top of my head, and I regretted the fact that I didn't try to at least organize my thoughts properly before recording, but it clearly resonated with a lot of people, with the video getting lots of support on it. Like, it was a whole bunch of it. Like, there were people saying that my presence is needed, I'm appreciated in the community. There were people sharing their stories and how they felt like anomalies and how I inspired them to consider making content. It was a very feel-good moment for me, and I'm glad I put that video out. I'm very glad. That was only a temporary high though, because I went right back to feeling like I was before when the video stopped being pushed. And not only did I feel bad again, I felt even worse than before. Once again though, I kept making more episodes even though they were still performing terribly, if not worse, because they were something that I had a real passion for, of course. But then everything changed for me when I started to make a video for another game I was interested in trying. A certain game that's been on my mind for months came out with a demo, and I got onto it the morning after it released. The game was Rhythm Heaven Groove. It seemed harmless at first since it's a Nintendo game just like Living the Dream, and it was simple to make videos on. But weeks later, I made a community post about a realization I had. I figured out that Rhythm Heaven Groove was not a good game for my content style, despite the game being very fun. I had recorded a video for the full game release, and while I enjoyed it, the video itself was not entertaining, like at all. Like, I literally had it sitting in my editor for a week because I didn't have the motivation to edit the damn thing. And that helped me come to the conclusion that I can't keep making videos on different games in hopes of those videos bringing attention to my main series. Because part of the reason I made content on those games I loved, like Danganronpa, Wii Sports, and Choicer Voicer for example, was that I wanted to funnel new viewers over to my Living the Dream videos. Doing that pulled in people that probably weren't even interested in Tomodachi Life in the first place. And I'm doing my own series, a project I put my heart and soul into, a huge disservice for not trusting it to perform well on its own terms. And with that, I decided to not make any more videos on unrelated games and put all of my focus onto the game that started my love for content creation, which is, you guessed it, Tomodachi Life. So, these past couple of months have been very stressful. I've never felt much anxiety and uncertainty with something like this before, and it definitely took a huge toll on my mental health. Like, I was trying my hardest to figure out the reason why my videos were doing terrible. I constantly looked at my thousands of subs, feeling shame and thinking that I shouldn't have that many due to it being inflated from my old shorts, possibly. I was unlisting and privating a lot of my older content because I thought maybe those videos were limiting my growth, with one of those videos being the 5 reasons why I hate Living the Dream one. Since the more deep I got into my own Living the Dream series, the more I started to regret making a video about mocking the people who said the game was woke and all of that. It just wasn't a good reflection of my channel's actual values. I was constantly changing my descriptions, trying out new thumbnail art, nearly killed myself trying to think of good titles. None of that worked. And I feel like crying waterfalls because no matter what I did, it seemed like I was never good enough. A feeling that I've been struggling with even before I started making actual content in 2025. And it's gotten so bad to where I couldn't even watch other people play Tomodachi Life because it reminded me of my own videos and how they're not performing the best. And I started thinking whether or not doing the content I'm doing now is even sustainable for me, and whether or not I should pivot into making one-off videos like everyone else is doing. A lot of good things came out of this whole fiasco though. First and foremost, I garnered a small audience that genuinely enjoys my stuff, and I am very thankful for them. Especially since they helped fund the mic you're hearing right now. I improved a lot with my editing style to the point where I feel comfortable with it. I realized what I truly wanted to do with my Tomodachi Life content, which is to make a very emotional and compelling story out of a simple playthrough. Speaking of the story, it made me craft something completely unique with all of my Tomodachi Life videos, which revolves around my feelings and struggles with identity, and it helped me process all that in my actual life. I learned to turn shorts into something that amplifies my vision instead of gluing random funny clips together and calling it a day. This period of the channel was the most gut-wrenching experience I've ever gone through so far. But it did help me understand my channel and, most importantly, myself better. It did help me gain more self-awareness. And if it wasn't for everything, I absolutely wouldn't be here with the clarity I have right now. It's also kind of symbolic in a way that I'm close to ending Act 2 of my Living a Dream series, which will be the mid-season finale like I mentioned in the beginning. And it's like I'm moving on from a dark chapter of my book. I'm not saying that my problems will magically fix themselves in the next one though, and there's a high chance I'm still gonna feel like a failure when a future episode becomes a flop, but at least I'll enter it with the knowledge I now have from the previous chapter. And I'm gonna keep uploading because this is a hobby I will give away my life for. YouTube is the only place where I can be my true and most honest self. This is the only place in the whole world where I feel truly seen by other people. Like, this channel is the best thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life, and I'm not gonna let anything, anyone, not even myself, take it away from me. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you to everyone that listened all the way to the end. I really do appreciate y'all for that. Also, I'm in the process of making a video essay on a whole nother and definitely more positive topic. I've just been procrastinating hard on it since I'm focused on my series right now, but I do plan on releasing it after my mid-season finale, so be on the lookout for that. Anyway, I will see you all in the next one, and please remember to take care of yourselves. Bye.